Mr. Speaker, I was pleased to lay before this Honorable House earlier today the Water Resources Prevention of Pollution by Sewage from Boats Amendment Regulations 2025, made pursuant to the Water Resources Amendment Act 2024. Mr. Speaker, these regulations are part of this government's ongoing commitment to protecting Bermuda's environment and preserving the health of our marine ecosystem. Our waters are a precious natural resource, central to our way of life, our economy, and our national identity, and therefore it must be our collective responsibility to ensure they remain clean, safe, and vibrant for future generations. Mr. Speaker, these amendments strengthen the existing 2018 regulations, which prohibited sewage discharge from boats within 500 meters of the shore and enclosed waters such as Hamilton and St. George's harbors. Since these rules came into effect, we've made progress, but accept there is still more work to do. Mr. Speaker, recent monitoring has shown at times elevated levels of bacteria in popular boating and swimming areas, particularly where boats tend to raft up during the warmer months. These levels are sometimes linked to illegal sewage discharge. With that said, I want to be clear on this point. Our waters remain safe for swimming. These regulations are about staying ahead of the problem and preventing long-term harm to both human health and marine life. In addition to potential health concerns, pollution in shallow and enclosed waters contributes to environmental stress, especially when warmer temperatures lead to low oxygen levels. These conditions increase the risk of fish kills and can damage sensitive marine ecosystems. Mr. Speaker, the amendment regulations now in effect will strengthen our enforcement capabilities in several key ways. First, boat operators, particularly those entering Bermuda from overseas, will now be required to maintain and submit discharge records. This will help authorities ensure compliance with the law and track discharge practices more accurately. Second, the regulations authorize designated officers, including members of the Bermuda Police Service, the Royal Bermuda Regiment Coast Guard, and trained public officers appointed by the minister, to board vessels where there is reasonable cause to suspect a breach of the law. Again, Mr. Speaker, these designated officers will not be authorized to board these vessels without reasonable cause, and these inspections must take place during reasonable hours and with proper identification. Officers will be permitted to examine discharge systems, review records, and use inert dye tablets to help identify illegal sewage dumping. Mr. Speaker, I must emphasize that this is not about harassing boaters. It's about holding accountable those who choose to pollute our waters and ensure everyone plays by the same rules. Since the original 2018 regulations came into effect, there has been just one successful prosecution. That case involved a visiting yacht that emptied its sewage tanks in broad daylight near King Square in St. George's. The fine was $8,000. However, under the new regulations, the maximum penalty has now been more than doubled to $20,000, sending a clear message that such behavior will not be tolerated. Mr. Speaker, it is worth noting that these new rules do not apply to larger vessels, such as cruise ships and commercial ships, as they are covered under merchant shipping regulations that are administered by the Ministry of Transport. Our focus is on smaller vessels, especially pleasure boats and visiting yachts, that may otherwise fall through the cracks. Mr. Speaker, this government will continue to take bold, practical steps to protect Bermuda's natural resources. These changes are just one part of a broader plan to prevent water pollution. In the coming weeks, I will bring forward additional regulations to address pollution risk in our public water systems and underground aquifers. Finally, I want to remind the boating public to never discharge sewage within 500 meters of the shoreline or within enclosed harbors. Please use designated pump-out facilities when available. And make sure the government-issued educational sticker is clearly placed near your boat's toilet so everyone on board is aware of the rules. Mr. Speaker, these regulations are not about punishment. They are about responsibility. Protecting our waters is something we must all take seriously. By working together, we can ensure that Bermuda remains one of the most beautiful, healthy, and sustainable island environments in the world. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.